I get what you're saying about Miami. But let me tell you something, Max Kellerman. Golden State would be, for me to be ideal. And I'm partial to it because I believe anyone else is better off in Golden State because I believe Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are the greatest shooting backcourt ever known to man.
Okay, so the Bucks just got eliminated. First of all, shout out to me. You know, I'm making this video while the Lakers and the Rockets just started, just so y'all can have a video after the game. I know y'all enjoy that, so I'm doing it for y'all. What does that mean? Bro, just like the video. Just like the video and follow my Twitter and my IG. That's all I ask. Anyways, I think it goes without saying, the whole COVID, delay of the season, bubble, no home crowd, that whole sequence, I think it affected the Bucks more than any other team by far. Like, their season took the biggest hit. Like, Giannis wins consecutive MVPs. He also wins the Defensive Player of the Year. The Bucks win the most games in the NBA, and you basically have a gentleman's sweep in the second round by the 5th seed. Now, I know Miami was different, but they were a 5th seed. But let's talk about Giannis and why him leaving is probably best for his career. I don't care what Bucks fans say. First of all, I don't think NBA fans, well, really sports fans, they don't understand that it's something called a salary cap, like a real salary cap. People say crazy stuff all the time. Oh, Giannis to Golden State with Steph, Klay, Draymond, he's going to play the center. Like, they say crazy, idiotic stuff, not even understanding the money side of things. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit later in this video, but let's talk about the Bucks and who they have their money invested in for like the next few years. Chris Middleton is a very solid player. Like, I think he's a legitimate all-star in today's East. Probably wouldn't even sniff it back 10 years ago when Carmelo, Paul Pierce, but like, he wouldn't sniff it back then. But today, he's a legitimate all-star in the East. That man has a max contract. He has a max contract. Giannis, if he stays, right, he is going to be eligible for the super max contract. That is 5 years, $250 million. He's going to eat up their cap. If you look deeper into their payroll, they have money invested for like at least a few more years into Eric Bledsoe. No disrespect to Eric Bledsoe, but he has some of the worst kind of cold playoff performances when you need him most. So essentially, your 3 best players, your big 3, is going to be 3 players that kind of have a reputation of shrinking in the biggest moments, and they're going to eat up your cap, bro. That's just a bad investment, bro, and that's just facts. Giannis is never going to win a championship as the system of a team, and that's not really a shot at him. No player has, like, no player really does that. Look at Giannis this year, right? He led the league in usage rate, meaning he basically had the ball in his hands more than any other player, right? Look at the last 10 players that led the league in usage rate and look at how they finished their seasons. Just look at it. Nobody wins like that. Not James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kobe. Nobody won like that. You're not winning a championship with a system where Giannis has the ball in his hands for 3.5 quarters, and then in that last 5 minutes in the 4th quarter in crunch time, you basically give it to Chris Middleton and say, be Kobe. But that's not winning a championship. Now, this is tough to say, but if the Bucks are smart, you got to see where Giannis's head is. Like, you just have to. Is he kind of leaning towards leaving, staying, or, you know, what is he going to do? Because if he's leaning towards leaving, you have to trade him like that. You have to trade him like ASAP. I know you may love Giannis and you may want him to play out his contract and all that, but you don't want to wait till July of 2021 to see where his head is and get blindsided. Like, you don't want to be like Cleveland. You don't want to be like OKC in 2016. Luckily, they had Russell and, you know, Sam Presti, so they were able to rebound. You don't want to be one of those teams that get blindsided. If they're smart, you want to be ahead of the curve like Indiana was with Paul George, where they still got Victor Oladipo and Sabonis and all that. You want to be like the Pelicans, where they got Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. Like, you want to be ahead of the curve. Now, lastly, I want to address this too. Warriors fans, bro, please stop talking reckless. And Raptors fans, stop. All these teams that want Giannis and all that, bro, think logically and stop thinking with your 2K mind. First of all, I'm going to start with Toronto. I'm not saying you're not good enough to get Giannis or be competitive with Giannis or anything like that, but look at your payroll, right? Look at your payroll. Pascal Siakam and Norman Powell are basically the only players you have long term. So what the hell do you have to offer? Kyle Lowry is done after next year, like his contract is up, and he'll be 35. Marc Gasol is going to be a free agent this year. Serge Ibaka is going to be a free agent this year. Fred VanVleet is going to be a free agent. Like, you literally have nothing to offer, so why would they trade with y'all? And for Toronto fans, kind of depending on him to sign in 2021, why would you even want that besides the fact that he's a big name? Like, bro, you already have Pascal Siakam, who's kind of like a mini version of Giannis in some ways. Like, they're very similar. So why would you want two of those on the same, like, basketball fans really don't think at times. Now, the next team I've really been hearing is Miami. Oh, he's going to pull LeBron and go to Miami and all that. I don't really like that fit either. Like, Jimmy Butler to me is successful in Miami because of who he's surrounded by. A plethora of shooters, crafty players, and a bunch of defenders. Giannis is obviously going to be great defensively, but if you trade Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic, or, you know, all these players for a package of Giannis, then you're basically defeating the purpose of Jimmy Butler to me. It would be different if you didn't have Jimmy Butler, but I just seen Jimmy Butler playing with Ben Simmons, and I didn't even really like that fit. So why would I want kind of like a 2.0 version of it where Giannis has a 37% usage rate? Like, that would be 10 times worse. And lastly, and this one is kind of the funniest one to me, Golden State. I know Draymond and Giannis have very similar contracts right now. I understand that, right? And I understand y'all have the second pick, so you think Draymond, Pascal, and the second pick is enough for Giannis. And just say it was, right? Just say that was enough. Stephen Curry is on a supermax contract making $201 million over the next 5 years. Klay Thompson is also on a max contract. Unless Giannis, a two-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, unless he takes the biggest pay cut in NBA history, y'all have no chance of that ever happening. Like, ever. Right now, Giannis and Draymond have the exact same contract. Like, they have the exact same contract. In order for y'all to keep Giannis or get Giannis, he would basically have to keep that exact same contract for Steph and Klay to continue to be on the team. Do you really think he's going to do that? Or, like, is that even possible? Or you can look at the alternative, which would be trading Klay or Steph, which I'm not even going to say Steph, but trading Klay. Would you even want a team with Steph, Draymond, and Giannis as your three best players? Like, that defeats the purpose of getting Giannis if you lose the Splash Bros. So, bro, just stop that. I know Stephen A said something about that, bro, but it really makes no sense. Contractually, fit-wise, like, it just doesn't make sense. I really don't know what I'm gonna title this video, but I just kind of wanted to vent about the Bucks and really Giannis and his future. I hear a lot of scenarios about teams and all this crazy stuff, but they don't really make a lot of sense, either fit-wise or trade package-wise. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, y'all tell me in the comments what makes sense to y'all, because to me, the Heat, the Bucks, the Rap, like, all this stuff don't make sense to me. If you guys like this video, again, like this video, because I am missing the Rockets and Lakers as I speak right now. So follow my Twitter, follow my IG, and I'll be back tomorrow, man. Stay tuned.